Our eyes on this. A government shutdown is looking more likely by the hour. That reality is sinking in for the more than 15,000 federal workers all across greater Cincinnati.
Yeah, WLWT News 5's Todd Dykes is live now with a look at the last government shutdown and how maybe lessons learned back then could shape our area's response now. Hi there, Todd.
Hi, Sheree and Chris. Yeah, more than 6 years have passed since the federal government was effectively closed for 35 days. It was the longest shutdown on record. Memories of those 5 weeks could come roaring back if lawmakers from both parties and President Trump can't hammer out a deal before midnight. As a longtime observer of the federal government, law professor Ken Katkin thinks a shutdown is hours away.
I think we're headed for a shutdown. It's very hard to say how long it's going to last, but I think it's going to start.
The duration of a potential shutdown matters a lot. When the U.S. government was last shuttered starting in late 2018, tens of thousands of Hamilton County residents who rely on food assistance called SNAP benefits started getting nervous when the third week rolled around. That's because county leaders tweaked the time frame when SNAP benefits were issued and told recipients they need to make those benefits last longer than usual.
Right now, I don't have a concern.
Michael Patton leads the local Department of Job and Family Services.
I think we're good in terms of what we typically see as far as our issuance of SNAP benefits and our reserve and the state's reserve. The longer it lasts, the more concerned I'll be.
For now, it's a matter of wait and see what happens. One visual difference compared to the last shutdown is this empty lot next to the Ohio River in Covington. It was home to a huge IRS complex. That's gone now, as are the 800 workers forced back to the office in early 2019, temporarily without pay, to help process tax refunds. If Ken Catlin is right about another government shutdown, get ready to hear a lot about essential workers like those tax experts.
Somebody's going to have to make judgments about who's an essential worker and who's an inessential worker, and only the essential workers will be allowed to come to work, and they won't get paid. Historically, they do get paid. They all get paid after the shutdown ends, but there's no guarantee of that.
Certainly a lot on the line at this point. Now, again, Greater Cincinnati home to more than 15,000 federal workers. Many of them are among the 750,000 federal employees nationwide who could be furloughed each day if a shutdown does come to pass. Reporting live tonight, Todd Dykes, WLWT News 5.
You know, Todd, these shutdowns can be really confusing because of how certain agencies are funded. Did you learn anything more about that today?
Yes, Sheree, it can be very confusing. As we know, Ken Katkin explained that agencies like Social Security and the Post Office, they are self-funded, so they really won't be impacted by a shutdown if that happens. That's not going to be the case, though, for anyone who needs to renew a passport, get a license from a federal agency, or get approval for a business merger, for example. Those are the kinds of things that will get gummed up if the shutdown does happen. Sheree?
You just feel sorry for all of these federal workers who are just in this limbo tonight, and then, of course, that ripple effect. Todd Dykes, live for us tonight. Thanks for that update.